Okay. So obviously we're not set up yet. I don't know how people do it without being set up. I guess they have assistants. I have a wife. She's a partner. She's not an assistant.
John Royski, Stanley S. Spastic Tug, Michelle Schulte. Big Dog, Tucker Lassiter, Hugo, Scott Cohart, South of Laurel Horror, Nightmare Fuel Studios.
Hello. Look, I did it. Yes. Yo channel. So hey, I have a question for you guys. Today was YouTube Wednesday. Did you guys actually watch the video? Did anybody on today watch YouTube Wednesday? Did you enjoy the video?
Good evening. What's the bear's name, Big Dog? Yes, sir. Yes, I did. I did.
Well, tell me what you thought about YouTube Wednesday.
Lock, tight, foam skeleton. Loved it. I did. I liked it. I watched half this morning, and then the rest this evening. Double yep. I did. It was a great one. Just finished watching YouTube Wednesday. Yes, I enjoyed it. Very cool idea.
Okay. It's interesting. It's been something I've been playing with for a while, over a year. But, you know, I haven't been doing YouTube Wednesdays, so...
I watched YouTube Wednesday as soon as it uploaded.
Wow, you were up late or early.
The new skeleton one, and thought I may be able to use this for other props. Yay, foam skeletons.
Oh, of course you can use it for other props. I use it for stuff all the time.
One of the skeletons I like the Tisby.
Yes. Okay. Oh, man. It looked so dumb with only 5 ribs. Once I put the extra ribs in, it looked way better.
Too bad I only have 5 ribs. I'll be teaching a prop class this fall. I think 8. I think we do a Loctite foam project.
Awesome. I think you should. It's an amazing material.
How about those ribs?
And I have one that I need to do for Spastic Pug, which is the animal leg out of a human leg. It's a costuming thing. And I really want to do that one, but I kind of need another person here. And I'm not going to do it on the wife, so I'll probably wait till I can get a Stan or a Rob over. Our restrictions semi-lift in Texas, and I don't want to weigh in too much on whether I think it's too early or whatnot. I worry about Halloween first and foremost, if on season. But yeah, as soon as I get someone over, I can do that one. But I've got one planned for next week, which I think is going to be awesome. So tonight, I'm going to paint a war pigeon, and I'm going to paint a carnivore. These are orders that have to go out. I would love to mold the bear, but that has to happen on Allen time, and I have to give more of my time to customer time than I do necessarily to Allen time. So, yes. I'm being a grasshopper today. I'm being an ant today instead of a grasshopper,
Yay.
which is kind of against my very nature. I'm way more grasshoppery.
You are. Especially when pool season begins.
Yeah. Give me a fiddle.
I've been molding werewolf gloves today.
Awesome. That's a fun way to do it. But we are going to name the bear today. We are going to name the bear. Now, Big Dog, you can't just like dismiss everyone else's name and say, here's what the bear's name is going to be. We still have to have the process of people putting in names. You have one that you really like, but what if somebody out there has a real good one that you like even more than what you thought you liked? But if you don't listen, you don't know if you like it or not. So we're not going to name the bear until probably 9:30. Right now it's 8:12. I got to start on these guys, and I have to get some painting supplies.
I got my Krampus mask in the mail the other day, and it was even better than in person. Even better in person. Thank you.
Hooray!
It was Steve. He got the white Krampus.
That's better than when you're like, it's nowhere near as good as I thought it was going to be.
Mike's Wanted Woodwork says he'll come over and be a model for you.
You're going to model your legs?
Bear's name is, Big Dog says the bear's name is Abysor. It means divine bear, Norse mythology.
Well, he's gonna collect some names. We're gonna collect names.
He says pepperoni deep dish okay for you, Al?
Oh, so good, so good.
I think Big Dog's making a point.
Yeah, you get to pick the name, and you can pick your name, of course, but you have to listen to others too.
Jamie Thaxton and I are both going, yes, chef. Yes, chef.
The benevolence is you have to listen to them, and then.
Good morning, Richard. In Great Britain, the bear should be called Ditka.
I get that reference.
How about in Grillis, because of the nasty teeth, of course.
Or Bear Grylls. Okay.
Yes.
So, Big Dog, you should kind of take notes. And someone was here today who gave us a bear name option.
Body Geeks.
Body Geeks, and his name option was Barbarian with a bear in it. So take that for what you will.
Did he also say Kodiak?
Oh, he also said Kodiak, which I like Kodiak too. Okay, so this mess we're going to rub out. So what that means is I'm going to paint this sucker with the latex mask paints first, because the rub out is going to be the it's going to be the alcohol paste. You know what? And Ditka is actually a very clever name too. The Bears. Yeah. So this guy has some wounds on it. We'll hit them with some nice generic red in here.
Denali has my vote. I like Brutus. Good luck, Big Dog. I'd like to throw out Ursa Mariner as a name. Mamer. Oh,
He means Ursa Major, I bet, which
I guess
is
they say Ursa Major, the Great Bear.
the bear constellation.
Right. That's not how it's spelled. I'm sure that's got to be it. Because the first thing I thought of was Bob's dog.
Sometimes we drink. That's how it goes.
That's true.
Okay. So yeah, hope everybody is doing good today. So this person, I remember that they bought a blank and then they said, "Can you just paint it?"
Justin.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Justin. So then we ended up just charging for a painted mask.
Gummy is my vote. Ursa Mamer. Okay, I got your plastic mention. Said Ursa Mamer.
Ursa Mamer.
Mamer.
That's kind of funny.
This one. Barely alive. How about Robert? Like Robert, but in French.
Robert.
Robert.
That is what Shannon often calls Rob.
I
who
do.
works here
And
at the
that's
shop.
because of the Disney Robin Hood. When Little John is trying to get Robin's attention. Oh, Rob. Or Robert. Zach! What about trying to paint the blank you guys sent me? But definitely out of my area of expertise.
What's your plan for the blank?
You haven't painted it yet? Zach,
Yeah, I thought you were
come
gonna paint it. You're stuck indoors to do
Zach.
haunt projects? Come on, sucker. Oh, I'm gonna get a bigger brush. Should definitely paint it.
Zach, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have fessed up with that.
All right, so my hope is that I can get the corner board painted and that I can get this guy here all the way painted tonight. If I have time, I'm gonna put these, I'm gonna finish up the paint on the grouches and I will put them onto things, head socks. The things that grouches go on. You know what I mean.
Hard-hearing the grouches.
I don't know if I'll have time to hair the grouches because I have so much to paint. But if I have time, I will hair them. I'm a fairly fast painter. We'll see how it do.
Hey guys, I just poured some rubber into a mold. Probably do a first pull tomorrow.
Awesome, Logan. What was your piece? What did you mold?
I'm waiting for Justin to get on here so he can see his masking paper.
He did ask.
It's called the Skin Doctor.
Skin Doctor. Skin
Yeah,
Collector.
it says Lockhart.
Yeah, War Piggin. This is War Piggin. Because there still is the original Piggin floating out there. I don't have the mold anymore. I broke the mold. But, yeah. And Locke was around because this was sculpted during Krampus Lab.
Yeah, he remembers. He was here. That is for That's right. It's the first time Locke and Connie were here. It's like a stitched up type mask.
Cool. Does it have the one big eye? Was that you? Oh, nice. I like that piece. That was good.
Yes, Al Driver did this Locke. Robert could be a Victorian bear who's a gentleman slasher, think like Jack the Ripper, but uses his claws.
See, I'm actually thinking about doing like a Frankenstein. There's a friend of mine did and when I say a friend of mine, what I mean is a Facebook friend of mine, did a fake movie trailer, The Apes of Frankenstein, and he made a Franken gorilla. Chris Wallace is his name. It's remarkable. Really nice piece. He does great work. But that got me thinking, like, you know, if Frankenstein made a bear instead of a gorilla, that'd be pretty cool. So that might happen one day. All right, so that is painted. I'm not going to do the teeth until after we do the rub out. I'm going to get a little bit of this color in the ears and just a little bit as a background color. So you're going to think that I've lost my mind. It's just going to look terrible, but we'll see if you're right.
The streams do make it much more interesting. It's fun to see your purchase coming together.
Cool.
See, that's why I'm hoping Justin will get on here. 'Cause he really
Yeah, he's on quite a bit.
Yeah. Werebear. Al Driver's got skills.
Yeah. He was doing a great job, and then he would say, and then I would say, you can do this and just push it. I kept pushing it and pushing it, and I think he came up with a great product. And just this little bit of pink under here, because we're going to do that brown wash, that reddish brown wash, that's going to pick up nicely.
Does it count watching a kitten video if it's a kitten video from someone on here who recently adopted a kitten? Does that count?
Still a kitten video. You should be paying attention to the feed, wife. Pay attention to the feed.
Ezekiel has a new kitten.
He does?
I'm in love with him. Oh, it's just too much. Torben. Torben means Thunder Bear.
I like Thunder Bears. Thunder Bear sounds like someone you might encounter in a specific type of nightclub.
Abe, because Abe Lincoln wrestles a bear. Adams, after the TV show Grizzly Adams.
Oh, I got pink arm. It's like pink eye, but not as bad. Okay, you, get on my face. You, go there and drop. And now, we get some other paints to do some other stuff.
Not what you get.
I'm gonna check up on you. It's alright. Okay, so the last time that I made a carnivore, I thought the paint job on the face was just too light. It wasn't dark enough. So I'm gonna paint a carnivore. See, and I don't know how I feel about all these joke names. Like, I take my monsters very seriously. So if you pick something like Huggy Bear, wife, are you watching the feed?
Of course, yes, yes, Huggy Bear, Aquila Robert. Hey, Rodney, I haven't heard you say Tandy leather stain in a while. You still use that for distressing?
I do. But it's water-based, and I moved to alcohol-based for most of my inks and stains. Because I had to use a heavier sealer when I use Tandy stuff, so I don't use it as much as I used to. We're gonna mix up some latex mask paint. Rot cherry. Okay.
It's funny to me the amount of pastel colors that are used in hot then we take dark colors and dingy it up.
I try to use as bright a colors as I can because I know we're going to go dingy, after. So I try to use as bright as I can in the beginning, so I have a place to go. If I start with dingy colors, then where can you go after that?
Lockjaw Bear. Carnivore, says Hugo. Huggy Bear, get in yard hunt? Not sure. He might veto that.
I would veto if he comes back with Huggy Bear. I have to lay down the veto.
Grizzly Boar. Scare Bear. Hello, Christine Salvati. I hope I said that right, Christine.
Hello!
Horror Beauty says no Huggy Bear.
Christine gave me advice on the bear's ears earlier today.
Great.
And she showed me pictures of a dead bear that she apparently has in a freezer. That's not creepy at all. And I was like, cool, I will listen to what this lady says, because she keeps large dead animals. We're here to help. For the name options, you're going to have to get them from
Big Dog.
Big Dog. Big Dog is keeping the name options. Grizzilla. I
She
kind of like
says
Grizzilla.
It's taxidermy.
Oh, taxidermy.
No
Okay.
Huggy Bear veto. Grizz for the bear. Short and sweet.
Let's put paint in here.
Hello, to Carol.
Sometimes I have to remember what I'm doing. All of my brain power on Wednesdays are used for YouTube Wednesday.
I loved watching your YouTube Wednesday.
Well, I love making YouTube Wednesdays. All right, so I have acrylic paint in the bottle that I can't really get out well. So one trick that I do a lot I'll go ahead and put water in the bottle. And then I'll use the water to clean the paint out of the bottle. Now it's nice and drippy. While that is draining into there, I'm going to grab some latex.
Grizzly burial.
Grizzly burial.
Bear eye.
That, all right, so for some reason, that just made me think of the Andy Griffith horror movie trailer that they put together forever ago. They just may bury you.
Does the Loctite foam you use for today's YouTube Wednesday work the same as Great Stuff?
No, it works 10 times better than Great Stuff. Because Great Stuff, it doesn't skin that fast. And the interior of it doesn't, it won't hard solidify. It takes forever for Great Stuff to cure in the middle.
How
So,
long do you wait
does not.
to remove the clay after molding a sculpt?
The plaster has to warm up and then cool back down. Once it cools down, the plaster is no longer green. You can pop the mold open.
Zonbear.
There could be some bear versions, yes. Oh.
Hello, Japan. Hello, Japan. How amazing is that?
Who's in Japan?
It's Yukon Deutz Further Adventures in Japan. Just
I think
stopping
he
by
and
to
I
say
worked
hello.
together at Terror on Church Street, if I recall. Is that right?
Hello.
Or Terror on Church Street, or was it Skull Kingdom? My life kind of runs together.
That is very cool.
It is
Can
one
you-
long series of wonderful adventures.
Can you make a skull using the Loctite foam?
Absolutely, I've done it plenty of times. Loctite foam is amazing.
Keith Richards, let's face it, he's on. Bill Maxwell. Hello, Alan and Shannon Stace, Nani.
Yes,
It's Shannon.
the random female voice
Yeah.
in the background.
Hey, Alan, I'm thinking about building oversized mushrooms for my haunt next year. I think I'll use carpet cardboard for the stand, but EVA foam for the top. What do you think? Any other ideas?
I think that would work well. That would work fine. When we did ours, we made them almost like stools. We made the stalks out of whatever. That's the easy part. I think it was PVC pipe, but we put a wood cap inside the PVC pipe to screw to. Put a piece of plywood there. Then we upholstered with fabric. Took like dollar store bowls on top of the plywood. Then we put down batting, and then we used whatever fabric we wanted to, and stapled, and that's how we made our big things. Mushrooms. Yeah. Perfect. Now it's the quarter board. And I think because, like the last time, what I did was I did what I'm going to do to War Pigeon, but I want to dry brush it. I want him to be overall darker than he was.
Thank you, Bill. It's good to be home. Honey growler.
Honey Growler.
Good evening, everyone. Just watched 5 Rib Wednesday.
Oh, man.
Obtembration.
Forget your ribs one time.
That's awesome.
But you know what? We fixed it. I fixed it. And you couldn't even tell at the end that it was wrong.
Hey, buddy geeks, hope you made it home safe. What big props are you thinking for your underwater theme? Coral?
Lots. But one of them is we're going to do a giant diving suit, kind of like Big Daddy from BioShock. So we're going to do a giant bio suit, like an underwater suit, like a old diving metal suit kind of deal. So it's going to do shoot some moray eels out of, like you do. This will be the darkest of it. Yeah, so the only problem I see here is that
I enjoyed your video today. How were the storms last night?
heavy, lots of wind. We have a lot of trees on our property, so there's some big branches down. But I think this is going to let the jack-o'-lantern mask he wears stand out better.
Thank you for all of your tutorials. I've learned so much from watching. It was great to get out for a change. Good to meet you today, Buddy Geeks.
Okay.
Hello, Lanny. It's raining pretty hard here in Michigan. Abe Sapien-like creature from Hellboy. Is that what Ross was saying? I like Pug's name, Yogi Scare.
What is Abe Sapien about?
I'm sorry, Ross. Might have been in another conversation.
Okay. Ross, we are missing the Abe Sapien reference. Was that for somebody else? This is just the first color brown, so it's going to get lighter on top of this. But before I didn't have any of the black, and I missed black.
Liking the color scheme for the corner.
Well, when that orange mask is on top, it's going to really be striking. That's
Mikey
what I
says, dog didn't approve of me coming in the house looking like a shark.
want. I bet not.
Cody attack. Like Cody. Carnivore is really scary, says Hugo.
Why, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, Linda Forbes.
Earlier today, I was wearing my Red Dirt Monster shirt. I had to change.
Alan, I typically make one off costumes at our 500 1,000 range. My sales have tanked since the order. That is the coolest mask. I love it. I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Well, it's on the website for sale.
Well, the blankets.
Oh yeah, we haven't put the finished one up. Because we have to do this one, and then Shannon gets pictures, because this will be the official paint scheme. The one I did before was just too light. But this will be the official paint scheme. Then Shannon can get pictures, and then I'll be able to put it on the website.
Back to Christine's question. Typically make one-off costumes that are $500,000 range. My sales of Texas is the Corbin. Any tips?
Just how is your website? Truthfully, because we would miss out on a ton of sales. I didn't have a website before all this hit. We had one, but it was very basic, and we didn't really sell a lot on it because we sold at trade shows. I don't know how you sold before, but you have to find a different way to sell. So however you sold before, that way it is not working. I would try and switch up the way that you sell those costumes. And what kind of costumes do you sell? I would like to see your work.
Will I get in trouble if I suggest boo-boo?
You will get ignored.
Lighter color, but still looking cool. Sean Ragel. Big storms for Horror Beauty. Did he mold the bear tonight?
I have not yet molded the bear. I'm probably going to mold the bear maybe tomorrow night. Basically, making a mold is not that interesting, and I think that you guys would rather see me paint some masks up. This has some excitement to it, and molding the bear kind of does not. So I'm going to save that. I'll do that alone. So alone. And then I have order stuff to work on. I'm going to get focused on these and get these done. Yeah. You have to dry. Paul Bennett, I agree. Horror Beauty is the best.
Ursa Scaris for the best name. Hey, Warren, we got your order, so thank you so much. We'll get him in the mail for you this week. He's ready to go. Oh, so
All right, guys. Now we switcheroni. Kind of going back and forth. I whip my mask back and forth. I whip my mask.
Did anybody suggest Barry McBareface? Christine says, I make a little bit of everything. Monsters, creature suits, pretty witch costumes, and a lot of distressed primitive style robes that we use for our homes.
And how do you sell them? What's your normal avenue? How do you get sales?
I want to see Big Boy there. He is.
This was not sculpted by me. This was sculpted by Al Driver, who is a friend of mine. He came up for a monster camp that he made up himself. And then we made this mess.
Alan, why the hole in his by the ear? Is that right, Paul? For a person wearing the mask to hear, is that why there is a hole by the ear? I think he meant maybe it's all in it. I mean, the quarter-board? Is there a hole for the quarter-board?
Yes, this does have ear holes so you can hear. Most of my masks have ear holes in them because I intend my masks to be worn by actors in a haunted attraction, and they have to be able to hear what's going on around them.
He looks like Mr. Cape from Batman. Daniel Martin, just a quick thanks. I've been using those table clamps for my masks. You recommended them in a previous video.
Aren't they the best? They're so easy. I'm just the head for them, but yeah, they do work really well. As long as you have an overhang on your table that they can clip to. Some of the tables here, they don't like. I have to pull down the big container that says rub out.
100% of my sales are through Facebook and through my Facebook business page. I guess it's time for a website. This is Christine.
It is. I think, yeah, I mean, I would recommend a website. It really helped us. 90% of my sales now are through the website because people are home and they're bored and they're shopping online, but they're not necessarily shopping on Facebook. Whereas before, they conducted a lot of business on Facebook, and if you're not working, I don't know, maybe it's different.
Hello from Scotland.
Hello, Scotland.
How long do you have to wait after removing clay from the mold before you can pour the latex in it?
You could pour it immediately, and you don't have to wait at all. But it's nice if you let the mold dry a couple days, like 2 days, and then pour. I pour the same day all the time, so it doesn't hurt anything. It's just your results are not as good.
When Harbor Freight is back up, I plan on getting some of those plates. What height do you use?
I think it's 14 inch. It's either 14 or 18 inch clamps that I get.
The Krampus, this is Body Geeks. The Krampus mask is too small to go on my head. It looks like it should be slit and have laces in the back of the head.
You can. That's an option. But if I sent it cut and you have a small head, then so yeah, just cut it where it has the cut mark already in it. That way you can fix it where you need to.
You don't actually have to cut it all the way. You can cut it a little bit.
Yeah, you can cut it part of the way up, but wherever you cut it to, end it in a round. But it's cut to I mean, it's marked where to cut, and it ends in a little nub. Just cut out that circle so that the cut doesn't run. It's not common in latex masks, but it can happen.
How did you make your website? Did you pay someone or use an app?
My wife made it. So wife, how did I make my website?
Made me.
I made my wife do it. That is how you get things done. Make
Master
it-
Pug, this is not Alan's forte. And so I got on GoDaddy because we already had an account with GoDaddy, and I watched their tutorials, and I taught myself how to do it, literally. I truly did. I watched their tutorials, and I messed with it until I got it where I wanted it before I launched it. So I never launched it until it was where I wanted it to be. But literally, I just got on GoDaddy, watched their tutorials, and I taught myself. I wish I had better information than that. But that's true how I did it.
Mess with it until it looks cool.
Thank you, Rob. Wasn't there a He-Man villain named Grizzlor?
There was a He-Man villain named Grizzlor. That is correct.
Thank you, Harvey. Why?
Oh, you know what though? And you could spell it Grizzlore, L-O-R-E. That'd be cool.
After pouring the latex, how long do you have to wait before pulling it out of the mold?
Depends on how thick you want your mask to be. We pour here, we normally go about 2 hours. It was rainy for a while, and we had to go 2.5 hours to 3 hours to get a decent pour. My friend Warren, he said he did a pour, is he in Massachusetts?
Yes.
And 2 hours, I think he said was too long, and it was too thick of a mask.
Well, thank you, Rodney.
What'd he say?
Thanks, Super Chat.
Oh, Rodney, thanks, sir.
Thank you, Hawk Frog. I'm glad it's easy to navigate. That was the plan. Make sure you check out our mascot page. That's very important. Cobwebs the Candlestick says 2 hours to dwell. Body Geeks, ALEXA, set an alarm for 4 a.m. and reminders every 5 minutes. You're so welcome, Rodney. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rodney.
Hello, hello.
Rodney, are you enjoying your inbred family?
He actually tagged Stillbeast on a picture of all of his family with the masks on. Looked absolutely horrible.
Looks horrible.
Thank you, Scott. Third degree of terror. Yeah, I did another pour today and only left it to dwell for an hour. I'll pull it tomorrow around.
Oh, he's on. I didn't even know you were on, Ward.
Ronnie says he's getting a lot of scares around the house. Alan, does Dark Hour use an online pre-sale ticket app or anything like that? Everyone else was chiming in if you were using something.
We do. We use Ticketleap. We use Ticketleap. It was great where we were, but maybe we're outgrowing it. Dark Hour's hitting that 30,000 or so plus tickets every October, and we might be outgrowing Ticketleap, but it's still a good service. It all just depends on, it all depends. So he's getting pig colored.
What?
See how he's getting pig colored now?
Bjornstein Fair.
Yours teeth.
So Doyle is the one we hear in the background at times?
Well, just now it was Jonesy who you probably heard come in. Jones has been coming in the shop lately because Shannon is here, and he comes in to entreat affection.
Doyle goes exactly where he wants.
Yeah.
Doyle's done there. All I've molded for it so far was the nose that I molded. Just going through the steps. So it's fun.
Gosh.
Mitch was amazing at bidding, says Rodney.
Mitch is a great guy. He really is.
How come we never see Tyson the tree frog? But next time we see him, Tyson shows up and he brings friends. Sometimes it's just Tyson, but next time we see him, we'll show you.
And well, previously, the cats did not have as much access into here as they do now. So maybe the kitties are keeping Tyson the tree frog away.
Tyson has a lot of trees, so he needs to. I think, what was the most tree frogs there were in the bathroom?
6.
It was like full of tree frogs, and they were just hanging out. How's Bella doing today?
Bella is, unfortunately, she feels awesome, which means that she wants to run around and do all the crap she should do, that she's a puppy, but she can't do because she has a cone on her head.
She keeps slipping in here.
So I have taken to calling her Buckethead. And she's,
Careful, frogs travel with friends. They really do. Okay, big dogs' names. Barbarian, Sitka, Grills, Denali, Ursa Mamer, Robert, Werebear, Torvin, Abe, Adam, Grizzlemuff, Barely Alive, Cody, Attack, Uria Scaris, Ursa, I think it's Ursa Scaris.
and Asbjorn, is that how you say it? Am I saying it right? And then I also like Grizzlore, Lore. I think that's fun because it implies this bear has some stories.
I learned a lot about painting latex masks by watching your YouTube videos. Painting the same mask with 20 masks.
Cool. I'm glad you found helpful.
Big Dog says his personal fave is Asbjorn.
And you know what? He can pick that.
Kodiak, Moment, and Barbarian.
That should be a large or extra large pizza. Just saying.
Portofino. No, not Buckethead.
She looks like a bucket head.
Grizzlor is very good too. Big Mask, excellent time to tune in.
Yeah.
Grizzlor, says Connie Pierce. Street frogs do be vibing now. They do. Is it still considered social distancing if you attached 8-foot arms to your contactors with stilts? That would be impressive.
It would be impressive.
Bartier, that is German for bear beast.
Bartier.
Any ideas for your next sculpt after the bear? Also, is there any sculpt you would dream of doing that you never have?
Next after the bear, well, I will present those ideas as soon as I'm able to. It might be Wednesday, but I gotta have this bear molted first.
Berenstain with blood. Watched your video on skeleton parts, loved it, and I have to try.
Hooray!
I suggested Ursa Scarus, but now I'm on Team Grizzlor. Hammerhead, says Lisa Hart. I still want that shark.
He may make it into the list because again I will give 3 options. I have been giving 4 options, but so few people voted for the plant creature. He won't make another list at all.
Looks like 3 little pigs and a wolf, but this pig and wolf fusion.
All about the pig and wolf fusion.
Potty pigs. The stilts were definitely interesting to walk in. Doc was not impressed when I told her how dirty the top of the fridge was.
I don't want to get you in trouble now.
Man, you already got on the stilts. How are you planning to paint the pig? Any blood?
I'm gonna red this up in here. I will probably not make. I will airbrush some blood in these wounds probably. I kept thinking my airbrush isn't working. Why isn't my airbrush working? Because my compressor wasn't on.
Have you ever done, or would you do, a goat man mask, satyr or otherwise?
You know what? Goat is on my short list. I'm going to do a 3-eyed goat. I'm doing a 3-eyed goat. It's on the list.
You did the goat with candles.
I did. Yeah, I did. He was really Satan-y. It was a goat with candles on his horns, and he looked like a candelabra. It was a mask. It was fun.
I need a pig mask for my haunt. What is the price?
Honey, how much is this?
What's a...
I know that if it's a half mask that I painted, this would be $75. If it is
Blank is 30.
just the blank, it's $30.
I'm getting a pig very quickly. Just ordered the Hops on Haunts and Skull hat. Thank you, Hop Frog.
My next shipping day is Friday, because I should have a bunch of things ready to go. That's better.
Might as well do a goat next to add to the art. This is quite cool. That's the 3-eyed goat on the list.
It is a lot of animals
Sounds
lately.
very cool. I love the goat with candles. That was amazing look. Great household.
Oh, thank you.
Sea Monster, put me down for a 3-eyed goat. That sounds cool. Thanks. Would you mind if I emailed you a design I'm working on?
No, not at all.
How about adding a D to Grizzlord and make it Grizzlord?
Well, that's fun too.
It's fun. To be fair, most monsters are somewhat animal themed.
You know what? These guys, I did 2 animals in a row. I did a shark and a bear. But that's, I gave you guys options. I'm gonna make a merman mask at some point because I have to for work. So that's gonna be on the list again. I want a Beastman mask. I gotta make that another ape mask.
I can see the Leatherface wearing this mask.
Yeah, this. He is kind of Leatherfacey. When I made the first Piggin, because Al adapted what I had done previously, and he just changed it up some. And very happy with how it looks. So it's a good mess.
This is Christine. Any recommendations for a very fine tip airbrush or attachment? I made the little 5-ish inch resin figurines. Pache H and Badger Patriot just don't seem to spray fine enough for tiny details.
Yeah, you're gonna want to go, now see, when you go to those tiny figures and things, that's when your airbrush becomes important. And it's just not on stuff like this guy, and haunt masks, or even haunt makeup. You just don't need that final lines. But when you're going into small figures, like the Warhammer stuff, or, anything like that, you might want to go down to a, Pache has a Micron airbrush. Iwata has, look for Micron airbrush, because that gets you real fine. Or you could just even get like a basic Pache VJL, but get a number 1 tip, not a number 3 tip. They come with a number 3, which is middle of the road. Go all the way down to a 1, and you'll get pretty fine detail.
I'm really excited about the underwater theme at Dark Hour.
Me too.
Do you follow Jordu on Instagram? If not, check out the werewolf he posted today. It is very impressive.
I'll have to check it.
Looks like Professor Pig from Batman.
I don't follow a lot of. Technically it says I follow them, but I don't look at my feed a lot. I'm not very good that way. And a lot of times I'm just answering questions and things while I'm on there. I'm gonna get a bucket for this. It's just too low for me. I'll miss the bucket. I'll miss the fun. I'll miss the bucket.
You have 96 people watching.
You got 96 people watching you paint a pig.
What are you spraying on the shot towel to wipe off the stain?
Alcohol-based ink stain. I spray alcohol onto the rag. Okay. I am liking that. I like the paint and stuff that I did up underneath of it first. That's good. The teeth need to get hit and they need to pop some. I need to go in with the airbrush and hit some of these spots. And then I'll have to hand paint all these stitches. That will be last. What color is in this airbrush now? Black.
Skin tone reminds me of someone we've seen a lot of lately. Gosh, who would that be?
Because it's orange. Because it's orange. Clean out that color. Nickel bow or nickel bow?
Bow, bow. Nikelbeow. Beaver. Justin Root. What is the common reason for just a large or thick of a seam on a mask holder? The mold goes together, strapped correct, no light showing through the leakage, but the seam is still too thick and long.
Okay, so that is because when the mold wall was made, it wasn't perfectly perpendicular to the sculpture, so it had a sharp edge on one side or the other. And that sharp edge probably went away because when you make a real thin blade of plaster, it breaks off. So then the edge of your mold broke off, so it can be together and you won't see any light through it, but they're also not touching.
Christine says, thanks again for the airbrush tips. Ha ha, but that's my dad just for the night. Hello,
Airbrush
Gregory Hayes.
tips. I get it. I was just talking to him on email. Yeah, the color black, once you go black, it takes a long time to go back because it just stays in the airbrush. Can you imagine trying to spray white after you had black in your airbrush? It just takes forever. And I want to make sure it's nice and clean. Now I'm painting gray.
Ted Smith, I'm away for a bit. What did we name the bear?
We're not going to name the bear until 9:30. It's 9:05, and right now, Big Dog is keeping track, and he's keeping a tally of the names that he likes, and then he will pick the name that he likes.
Will latex stretch enough to be pulled off the top of the pumpkin mold, or should I do a separate mold for each half?
Hold on. Will latex stretch enough? It probably will not be stretchy enough, especially if you get it thick enough to use as a mold over and over and over again. Latex is lovely, but it's not that stretchy. All right, I've cleaned this airbrush enough, so I have to just call it clean, or else it's going to bother me. Michael J. Lassiter, holy moly, what are you doing? Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. You know why I saw that first?
Because it's pink.
Because my wife was surfing cat videos.
I was not. I was checking orders. You psycho. Paint the mask. Oh my God, paint the mask.
Michael Lassiter, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. Brutus or Boris are my suggestions. Barracuda, that's fun.
It's fun. I wish you were part fish. That would be nice.
That would be fun. Big Dog, I was not watching a cat video.
She was watching cat videos.
Oh my
That's
God,
what
you
she
guys.
does. At some point, I'll sneak the camera over, like over her shoulder, and I'll show you the cat videos that she's watching.
Don't judge me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone posts a cute video.
You shouldn't even know about it because your like eyes are focused on the feed. Be the feed, wife. You got to be in the feed.
Yeah, thank you, Mark Beauty. It was not a cat video. Puppy feed.
Okay, maybe, probably.
We don't have enough dogs and cats around here.
What color is
Not so
this?
bad, Nightmare. Thank you. This is all we're so past judging. That's true, Big Dog. So, Ted Press. checking Lockhart for a Gravedigger on a Harley video. Oh, did you post a video? I'll have to look. I haven't been online much today. But I will check. All right, Michael Lassiter. One of the kitten video with the final countdown as the music.
Yeah.
I just understand it.
Doing a little bit of a magenta color at the end of each of these sutures. And hopefully that'll look a bit like infection.
It's looking very leathery.
That's what I want. I want to see a pig skin.
I have made 8 to 10 masks so far. Not a single mold has come out the way I hoped.
Who was that?
Justin Rudy, talking about the mold one. The seed.
Oh,
Mold
Justin?
process is tricky.
Are you- I'm sorry.
This is still Justin.
Justin, are you the same Justin Rudy that I talk to a lot on Facebook Messenger about mold problems? Are you the same one? Just making sure.
Says molding process is tricky with painting and sculpting. We can see the problems. Molding process you can't see until it's too late. Yes, that is the answer. Sadly, yes.
Well, and you know, we talk sculpture too. You know, I try to push folks, and all of Justin's sculptures get better every time I see them. So that's
Justin needs to come to Monster Camp.
yeah. Come out to Monster Camp, and we'll knock out a couple amazing molds together that will work, and then just the techniques and processes, and just seeing someone do it who has done it a bunch is helpful. I'm not saying that I'm a master, but I have made 2,000 of the suckers or so. All right.
Looks like an old lady on the beaches here in Florida.
Yeah.
Have you ever utilized a hot knife to carve into latex foam or other material? It makes a neat effect in styrofoam and upholstery foam.
Yeah, on latex it just makes toxic gas and gummy latex and grossness. But yes, I have used hot knives. I have several hot knives here that I use for foam, mostly styrofoam and upholstery foam.
Lucky's has the best fried pork rinds.
They do have really good pork rinds. You're not lying.
Christine, I watch puppy video. I have lots of animal videos and cooking videos on my feed, and that keeps my feed pretty darn happy. So yeah, I'll stop and watch a kitten video in a heartbeat. Good night, Corby. Ross, yes, come to Monster Camp. I want to come to Monster Krampus. You want to go to Krampus Lab?
Yeah, we have a Krampus lab too, which is a
Don't
little
you,
different.
Ross? Krampus Lab was a test drive we did last November to see how a one-day make and take would go over, and it went over really well. Krampus Lab was for people who couldn't do a full day, a full weekend, but we actually had 2 guys from Ohio? Iowa.
Idaho. Yes.
Who drove down for the one-day Krampus Lab, and so you know what, everybody is. We're all supposed to do both. I hope you do, Ross. Mr. Jimmy, I thought about going to Monster Camp to learn a different style on the whole process.
Cool. Love to have you out.
1980 MKE and Apple ball gag would be a neat accessory to this mask.
What's funny is I've already sculpted that mask. We have an awesome actor named Rob who works with us at Dark Hour, and he happened to be born with no arms and no legs. So his arms stop right about here, and his legs stop right about where the knees are. And awesome guy, amazing attitude. I love his heart. And for our Christmas show one year, I made him play, I requested that he play a Christmas ham. So he's up on the table, and I made him a bodysuit that has the pineapples and the cherries on the back, and he had a mask on that made it look like he had an apple in his mouth. And That he floored people. He was amazing.
It was. Is burlap and latex a good way to learn how to do masks?
Burlap and latex is a good way to learn how to do burlap and latex masks. That is not a standard mold technique. That's a technique called buildup. And while you get an understanding of the material latex, you do not get an understanding of how to mold, which is a different animal altogether. So a little.
I want to do Krampus and Monster Camp, says Plastic Ninja. Rodney Pope also wants to do both. We actually were also thinking of doing an airbrush lab, a one-day, all-day airbrush lab.
Yeah.
And see how that goes over.
Airbrush makeup and
Yeah.
that kind of
And
stuff.
at the end of the day, you take the airbrush home with you. And that was an idea that we've been kicking around as well. And I think that would be fun. Rob O'Brien, I think I can get my employer to subsidize Monster Camp.
Good.
Once we know how things are going, I will schedule. Gotcha, Rob. It'd be great to have you.
A lot of people come to Monster Camp and they go back and they make masks for their show. So yeah, of course.
Lockhart and Connie, Big Dog, Mrs. Big Dog, and Third Degree of Terror, who are all on tonight, have all been to Monster Camp, and they kill it. It's so good.
They do.
Hi, Lock. Yeah, and Big Dog wants to do airbrush camp. We got you guys. Will caulk work under masks to make a beginner's mold? Caulk
No,
under masks to make a beginner's mold.
no. Sculpt with clay, mold in plaster, pour up in latex.
Is your screen clear? Mine was a little fuzzy.
Mine is a little fuzzy. I probably airbrushed it. How'd I do? Yeah.
That does look better. Using the Simpsons bust tonight. Is that the Simpsons bust we use?
Well, yeah, because it's yellow, like the Simpson skin.
Where and when is Monster Camp? Hi, Ted. Monster Camp is it's a 3-day, fully immersive, hands-on, small classroom workshop that we host here in this shop, where you learn how to do all of this. You sculpt, you mold, you paint.
It's 3 basically 12 to 16-hour days where everybody who comes makes their own latex half mask completely start to finish in that 3-day time period. Friday you're molding, Friday you're sculpting, Saturday you are molding and pouring it up, and then Sunday we pull it out and you paint it and finish it, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Hi, Jordan Diesel. So it's better, it's amazing, nice work on stitching. Have you heard of the 4-legged spirit animal? I want to make one.
Yes, I have. I have certainly heard of the 4-legged spirit animal. It's a neat look. It is, I'm not going to say it's overdone, but it's on the cusp of being overdone because not that many people do stilts, but many who do make themselves a 4-legged spirit animal. And actually, Mike's Haunted Woods Works, who is on, he made himself one of those, and it looked pretty cool. It's a good look.
Alan, really liking the pig guy.
Thanks.
I agree. Scott McDonald, do you do Monster Camp when dark hour is open? Because when I come to Texas, I want to go to dark hour while I'm there.
I don't do it while it's open because then I would have to be in 2 places. And I'm not that good yet. But we do a tour of Dark Hour. Like every Monster Camp, like that Monday after, I take the class out to Biddy Mold Supply, and Mitch gives us a back behind the scenes tour of Biddy Mold Supply, and then we go to Dark Hour, and we do a tour behind the scenes tour of Dark Hour.
It's a private tour.
Yeah, private tour just for us. It's a lot of fun. In my opinion, it's a lot of fun.
Thank you, Dog. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate all the good reviews of Monster Camp. How do you usually costume over a half mask? Wigs or hoodies?
Some people do hoods, some people do wigs. It all depends. This one you don't really have to do anything because it's obviously a mask. So, you know, having it be a person wearing a mask is not bad at all. And then it all, you know, it depends on the character. There's no one real set way. I do hoods a lot. Sometimes I turn them into sock masks. Sometimes people get them from me and then they turn them into sock masks.
Ted Pratt, I love this channel. I hope to subscribe soon.
Well, subscribe.
Do it.
Subscribing to the channel is free. Oh, you mean I don't have any paid content, so don't do that.
Hi, Jordan Diesel.
Hey, Jordan. Sheet Ghost, Sheet Ghost, Sheet Ghost. Yeah,
Okay.
get that out of our system right off the bat. Okay. Yeah, for a while there, my Facebook cover photo was sheet ghosts. And several people said, "Did you do that for Jordan?" I think it was a good picture of sheet ghosts. I'm not anti-sheet ghost by any means. I like a good sheet ghost as much as anybody.
We went to a Halloween party at She Ghost once.
We did. Designer sheet ghosts.
It was a weekend. It was at Mike's Haunted Woodwork. He did an industry night the weekend after Halloween so that everybody who works haunted houses could be there. And we had just moved, so all of our costume pieces were in storage. So we went to Walmart and we bought sheet bed sheets, put them over our head, cut out the eyes, and that we were sheet ghosts. They were great. They looked good. I don't know what a sock mask is, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
I'm sure that someone will tell you.
Don't shoot yourself, Alan. Long time fun coming. Oh, well. What was your best Halloween costume that was last minute?
Shannon told the story a while ago. It was a Yeti that I happened to pull out of the shop that I forgot I had. I had a full Yeti just sitting there. All right.
It would be cool if you made a two-headed animal mask.
That would be kind of cool. I agree.
Sock mask is a balaclava.
Yes, you can use a balaclava and then you glue a head onto it. So a sock mask is a latex front and a fabric back on a mask.
Are you or have you done any Patreon subscriptions? I saw Don Lanning have a Patreon. I'm thinking of checking it out.
I haven't because I just don't absorb that much media to begin with. We have Hulu, we have a lot of, and I just don't watch enough TV. I'm in here. I create more than I consume. Hallelujah.
Well, we don't have a Patreon. They're asking if you have a Patreon.
I know, but what I'm saying is, my answer is, I don't consume enough media to watch someone else's Patreon. If I did, I mean, I might do one for Punished Props. I catch most of their YouTube
You
videos,
don't have one.
but I don't have a Patreon. Yeah, that's how I started it. I don't have one.
You're an amazing artist.
Thank you. I get by.
I love scarecrows.
Me too. I also love scarecrows.
Always go full Yeti. Third degree terror.
If you get a chance, go full Yeti.
Had to pull a Yeti and Alan is. Hello from Colombia.
And and then I ended up selling that Yeti costume because we needed some money, and so now sometimes when we need money from nowhere, basically, it's like go sell a Yeti.
I found some casting latex online. I just have to get the paint. I can wait to paint a mask.
Cool. Awesome.
What's the price of a VIP ticket for Dark Hour?
I believe it's $85. Warren, does that sound right to you? Didn't you do VIP when you were here?
What is your favorite movie in each of the horror genres? Monster, slasher, paranormal, sci-fi.
All right, Monster. I'm gonna go with Clean Pumpkinhead. That's a hold on, moth. Pumpkinhead. That's a good one. Paranormal. Favorite paranormal. I'd probably go Poltergeist. It's hard to beat Poltergeist, man. Slasher. I would go the original Nightmare on Elm Street before he becomes a joke. Because by the second one, he already was delivering a bunch of one-liners, and he was just completely out in the open. You never really saw Freddy in the first Nightmare on Elm Street. He very much stayed in shadows. In the second one, he was just out in full light, and just the magic was gone a little bit. He wasn't as scary. He became a friend at that point. And then, what was the last category, honey?
Sci-fi?
Sci-fi horror movie. Boy, do I go Aliens, which is the
Yes.
easiest obvious choice?
Yes. Of course you do. You like Predator better.
Predator's good, but Aliens it's a better movie. I got to go Aliens.
Yes.
Yeah. So there.
You got a flat name, Joey.
Thank you, Warren. I appreciate it. Am I freezing you out, wife?
Yes.
Good. What you get.
It's cheating, huh? Okay. We were pouring concrete, and there's enough left over for me to make a full stone headstone. Big and heavy, but it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
I thought your pigs were discontinued.
This is a different pig. This is not Piggin. This is War Piggin. This was sculpted by Al Driver, a friend of mine, and as you can see, I'm slowly bringing him to life, kind of. War Piggin is this mask's name, and yeah, it's different. It's not Piggin. It's very similar to Piggin because Al wanted a new one. I think Al has bought 3 of them over the years, and he wears them out at his haunted house, which is butcher themed, I believe. And so he wanted another one. He knew it. And he's like, "I'll take a crack at making it if you help me." So I helped him.
What is included in VIP for Dark Hour?
You're making me work so hard. What is included in VIP for Dark Hour? Wife, handle this one, because you've done this.
They get to go through twice, have a private room, they do not wait in line, they go to the front of the line. The private room has behind-the-scenes video, refreshments, and you have a 90-minute window to enjoy it, going through the show twice. You don't have to go through it twice, but if you wish to, you can go through twice. And at the end of your 90-minute window, you get a free t-shirt and some other swag, and then you can do some of the fun stuff out there in the waiting area that they still have. And basically it's privacy, no waiting, and you're not in front of the line.
Yeah.
Now that is, unless they've added something.
There's a video that's like a behind the scenes making a Dark Hour thing.
And lots of times, some of the characters will come in. Al,
Yeah.
in the VIP lounge, there are air cannons that are set up to cameras throughout the show that you can watch patrons going through, and you can hit the button and blast them with an air cannon and make them jump. And there's also a boo box you can stand in as people go by. You can shake a large metal grate, which makes a big sound effect. And basically, there are several ways you can scare people as well. And that is just flat out mean, and people love it. So do I. Does Dark Hour ever sell off old or damaged props?
All the time. All the time. Because we change our sets up and stuff so often that we do end up having an excess. And like we'll do a whole underwater theme and then we'll sell the underwater stuff.
Alien or aliens? Which one?
Aliens. I like that queen fight and all that stuff.
Jordan said I totally predicted you would pick aliens.
Well, when you say sci-fi horror, you're talking about aliens.
Plastic Ninja says, you know what movie is underrated? Predator 2.
I agree. I really agree with you. I think it set up a lot of the mythos in a good way. It was great. Danny Glover. Gotta love Predator 2. All right, so I'm happy with this. I don't know if it's done yet. We're 2 minutes to 9:30, where Big Dog is going to weigh in on his. Big Dog is going to weigh in on the bear name. I'm going to set this aside so that this can dry up. Let's go back to carnivore.
Scott McDonald says Predator, Halloween, Exorcist, and Alien. Rodney Pope says that pig is awesome. Harvey says War Pig, he is so cool. Mr. Spidey says we can put a shrimp on his tusk. Big Dog can scare people too, that is true. Let's see. Jake's behind the scenes video too has a detailed description of the VIP experience. Thank you, Body Geeks.
Hooray! That just came out very recently. I'm going to be right back, gang.
Can you hear me where you're going? Can you hear me where you're going?
I can hear you.
Do you implement a time limit at all for the VIP lounge? I'm wanting to do something similar, but I'm afraid people might hang for too long.
Hour and a half locked. Hour and a half, that's the time limit.
And Zach, you know, as you know, the host of the VIP has to keep that on task. So it's up to them to say, you know, okay, well, thank you. It's time. Let's get you some swag, and thank you so much for coming. And so the host has to kind of keep that going. You and I have both done that job. What was the Dark Hour building originally?
Sporting goods store.
Sports store. What a great idea. VIP pass. Idea for a dog pass. Bad dog. Dog skin stretched over a human head.
Oh, I like that. That's neat. That's interesting.
Zach says our lounge will only be about half the size of Dark Hour, but I absolutely loved running it, and I wanted to implement one into our new show.
Cool.
Zach, where are you? What show are you working at?
Scare DSM. Des Moines.
Okay. How could one find out when and what is being sold? This is about the cast-off, broken, prepared, or retired props at Dark Hour.
Follow me on Facebook, and I'll post it there.
Big Dog says Grizzlord.
Oh, it's 9:30. Like, no fanfare, no nothing, no drum roll.
Have you met Big Dog?
Is that what you like? That's the one? I like that one. But yeah, that's fun.
I like how the jaw flips around and think on pig, war pigging.
Well, on War Piggin also,
Grizzlord it is.
if you look at it, most of the time we just cut this out. And it's the actor's mouth right there. Because all this, you know, we just cut this off. And then the actor's beard and mouth is right there. Because I originally made the first one for a bearded actor friend of mine who's passed on, sadly.
Okay, Grizzlord it is. Got the push push.
Awesome. Now, okay.
Have you ever used liquid bladders in your pieces?
I have actually done that. Did you say liquid bladders? No, I've used air bladders. I have not used liquid bladders.
On your YouTube Wednesday, you said you could smooth the foam on the rib cage. How would you do that?
Lay plastic over it, sheet plastic, like saran wrap, and press it out smooth.
Is that while it's wet?
Yeah, while it's still wet. Mist it with water, cover it in saran wrap, smooth it on out. You can get real smooth and simple that way.
Grizzlor? It is. Okay, it's Grizzlor.
That's a cool name, and I think that name works for a lot of iterations. And I'm not trying to make this even. I'm just lightening this up so this has some other colors in it other than just one. Well, two, this is brown and black. But I don't want to make it too light because that was the first one. It was too light.
Have you ever had bladder explode?
Leak, if you go with liquid, then you have to worry about explosions. I've had them leak, I've had them not work out, I've had them not seal. There's a real cool thing that you can do if you have two syringes and you connect the two syringes with a piece of hose and you fill that with water. When you push one syringe, the other syringe goes out. So I push this one and this one goes out. That was actually how the tongue on aliens came out of their mouth. That was a big syringe, basically. But bladders are normally air where you inflate something. And they do that sometimes on werewolf transformations. Like they do. And now I'm going to pink up this mouth here. I don't know what color I did it before.
Do you have any blanks of that mask?
They're on the website. Carnivore blanks are on the website. How much are they, honey?
$30. No, Carnivore's full head's gonna be $60.
Yeah, so a blank of this is $60. It's a full head mask. Why are full head mask blanks more expensive than half mask blanks? Because they're a lot more work to pour up.
And more product.
And there's more latex in it too. Absolutely.
Resin is popular mainly in statues, busts, and half masks. Is there any chance we'll make a resin bust in the future for us newbies who do not understand the process?
It's possible. Now I have a silicone sheet mold video on my YouTube channel, and that silicone sheet mold kind of shows. I pour those up in resin, so it does show a bit of the resin process. I also have a silicone caulking mold video, and in that silicone caulking mold video, I think I end that by showing you the resin mask that I make. So I've done some on it. I may do a straight resin faceplate video in the future. That's possible. Probably my next 8 YouTube Wednesdays are accounted for already.
Thank you, Scott Pullhart. What's up, first?
Thanks, Scott. You're the man. And resin full head masks would just be very hard to put on. That's why it's more common in half masks. And now remember that this is only a part of this mask. There is a jack-o'-lantern mask that goes on over top. So
Where's Lord Terra of the Arctic Destroyer?
yes. I once had a turtle named Tortilla, scourge of all aquariums east of the Mississippi. That was his name.
Have you ever used Eskimo adhesive?
I don't think I have. What is it? Don't say it's an adhesive.
If you were to do a flat back gargoyle, would that be done in resin?
No, I would do it in foam. The way that many flat back gargoyles before me have been made. What?
Eskimo adhesive is called Igloo.
Who's that?
1980 MKE.
Scott Colhart, ban him from the channel.
Shrimp. It's the champion of shrimp.
Maybe don't. I might be overreacting. Man, he said a new adhesive. I'm like, oh, that's exciting. Tell me about it. I will buy it right away and learn how to use it. I will learn its secrets. And then it's a joke.
Rob O'Brien vanished.
Okay, let's get this color off of here. That's I'm cleaning off my brush on the tripod leg.
Have you tried that E5000 yet?
I've tried E6000. I've not tried E5000. Is there a 5000?
Rob O'Brien says, thanks, Bob Ross.
That's right. Beat the devil out of it. It says. All right. I need to get a lighter color on here. It's got to be a lighter brown, I think. I'm going to add some yellow to this brown that's right here on the tablet.
That's it, E6000.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I like it.
Bob Ross technique, whacking the brush on the leg.
Yeah. I can be taught. Now we're reserving this real light color to pop things like these brows. Hit those cheekbones a little bit. A little bit on the ear.
Well, it's not an adhesive, but I did find out about an aerosol vinyl spray. It might have some interesting applications.
I'm listening.
The mask looks awesome.
See, now that darker creature, I like. I think that's better, and that's going to contrast with the pumpkin mask on top of it way better than the other one did. And I think that I am ready to take the two of these, and I'm going to clear coat that one so it's glossy. So let's do that.
E6000 is only $2.96 at Walmart for the tube, and they have a spray version for you.
I didn't know about the spray version.
Jimmy Carroll says, enjoy being here, like I go make stuff. Right? Do you make a half mask corner board, or is it only full?
It's only a full head because the whole concept of the cornivore is he's got a pumpkin mask on over his mask. So it's a 2-mask set that you get when you get a cornivore.
Bottom teeth need a little more pop.
Yes, but I have to let it fully dry and then I can do a second coat. You are right, they're a little grayed out. I agree.
They keep it in the back of the craft section with the Mod Podge. This is the E6000 spray.
Cool.
You have the Megalodon mask on your page for sale. Would a bust one be the same price, or would it be more?
It would be more painted and then foam filled, it would be more. What's that, honey?
How much?
Megalodam, because it takes so much latex, is how much? As a finished mask?
Pulling him up, then you're gonna add for the,
Then I gotta add for foam filling.
he is 100.
Okay, so Megalodam is $100 for the half mask. And then if you want him foam filled, it would be $125. So that's how much it would be. Very reasonable, I think, considering the size of that head. It's a good sized shark head.
Yes, Justin, $100 for the mask. Just the mask.
There we go. Now we're
Move
cooking.
your camera.
What's that?
Can't see. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Maybe the shark was too expensive.
Justin! There you are.
Hello!
Here's your baby.
You're on. Yes, I did him live. Shannon was like, I wonder if Justin's going to come on.
Where's Justin? Here's his pig. When will the cloth finger gloves be added to the site?
In May. Sometime in May, they'll be added to the site.
That's Friday.
Well, I didn't say May 1st. I said sometime in May. So sometime in May, they'll be added to the site. Okay, happy with that. Let's get him out the way.
Love the mask.
Tell you what, let's come over here so you guys can see this a little bit better. War Piggin.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty gnarly. Love the war pig.
Hey, thanks.
I had to be careful on your website. You could have broke very early. Love that. The pig would be perfect for a Harley ride. I'm late. I'm sorry. I was actually corpsing all day. All of my frog and dog skeletons. You're the man. Can't wait to rewatch it. What was the clear spray?
This was acrylic gloss medium. That was Liquitex high gloss varnish. Liquitex high gloss varnish. But I think it was mixed with flat varnish together to be a medium varnish. If that makes sense.
Do you post anywhere as a heads up when you know you're going to be going live that day, or do I need to just turn on YouTube notifications?
Turn on notifications. I'm sorry. I am not an organized enough person to know exactly when I'm going to be on. I know I'm not going to be on tomorrow. I'm going to be off tomorrow because that is Haunter's Hangout night. I know they're kind of going every other week, and it may not be that, but I also have a Haunted Attraction Association board member phone call that I have to do. So Thursday, I will not be able to do a live video. But also, normally, you get a YouTube Wednesday in the morning, and then you get a live video Wednesday night, and Mr. Hops just needs some recovery time. I'm not, this isn't hard. I mean, I'm sitting here doing what I love, but there's an aspect of it that, you know, I put a lot out. I try to anyway. I can't just stand here. I have to have enough energy and passion so that not only I do good work, but it has to fit through this tiny screen and then get to you guys. So hopefully you guys will have energy and passion and experience a small bit of the joy that I experience when I am doing this work.
Would Plastidip be too shiny?
Not necessarily too shiny, but it would be, no, I prefer the longevity of the, well, it'd be fine. It'd be good. I use that mostly as hairspray now and for like mouths and noses. If I'm doing the whole mask, then I want the Liquitex. If I'm doing just the mouth and eyes and stuff, then I trust the stretch of the glossifier. If I'm doing the nose, if I'm doing the mouth, if I'm doing under the eyes, I trust the glossifier. Doing the whole head, I don't trust it not to crack.
Loving the texture on the corner board.
Why, thank you. It was kind of a pain in the butt to do. So I appreciate that you appreciate the texture on the corner board. I believe the corner board was also sculpted live. Alexa, add chili pepper red ink to my shopping list.
What's the best flat clear
I
coat for
put chili
masks?
pepper red ink on your shopping list.
What is the best what?
Flat clear coat.
I would probably go with the Liquitex matte varnish. Liquitex matte varnish. Casey Love is another mask maker, special effects guy, and he turned me on to the Liquitex, and that's mostly what I use now.
War Pickin' was made with a dry rub and a honey glaze.
Yes.
You guys, did I miss the plaster on the bear? No, forget.
I haven't done it, and I probably won't do that live. Just because it's not that interesting of a process. I want to knock it out tomorrow, and I'm just not going to go live tomorrow.
Did the same thing. I checked a couple of times and it wasn't on, and I went back to doing things, turning on notifications. Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. Sorry I'm not organized enough to be better for you.
Where's the Fishman blank going to be added to the website?
I could pour one of those up so my wife could get a picture of it. I'll put it on my list for the weekend, and I'll get a pour this weekend.
But they need to understand that it won't have the
Yeah.
fins and the,
So see how I did the mouth there now? I painted that magenta under it, then I sprayed red ink over it. Did a little bit of that under the eyes, a little pop of color. And I'm gonna gloss him too. I think that'll look nice. Right now I'm only spraying air on it to dry up. Make sure the teeth are dry, and I'm only going to gloss his mouth and around his eyes.
the spray on vinyl is called Super Wrap. It's similar to Plastidip, but the strength and wear resistance is supposed to be closer to bed liner, but smooth. I was thinking of foam and airbag applications.
Cool.
We appreciate your energy. I think you've been on so much lately, you more than deserve a night off. And you answer all the questions. He needs to recover. Thank you for what you do, Alan. The mask looks so big compared to Alan.
I'm amusing myself. I'm sorry. The mask looks big compared to me. Well, when it's closer, what a huge mask I've made. And then, but it's my head fits in here just fine. So yeah, it's my head looks bigger now for some reason, but it does fit on me very well.
We do appreciate all you do and share with us.
I appreciate you appreciating me. You guys are very kind, and frankly, you're all fun to hang out with. So I don't mind at all being live so much. And right now, it's such a weird, boring time in the world. I think that, and boring. When I say boring, I mean we're hearing information we don't want to hear. You know, it's not exciting information that we're getting every day. Whoa, people are dying. That's good news right now. That sucks. So you know, it's a matter of let's you know, let me be live more. Let me be consistent with it, and be as consistent as I can. And I just think that'll be good.
That color scheme really brings out.
I think so.
You got orders for chili pepper paint?
Well, it's a color. It's a color.
Thank you for the info on the flat back coat.
No problem.
Rhonda said, I'm having surgery on my knee tomorrow, so I've got to go to bed. Good luck with that surgery.
Yeah.
Hope you don't have to stay overnight.
Have a great surgery.
Justin Rudy, working paint. I've been trying to get better and better for the last 2 years because of you.
Awesome. I love that.
What paints do you use to mix up thinner? Do you use thinner or water?
Okay, so when I am using the inks that I use are Pinata alcohol-based inks. That's the inks. If you see me using this airbrush, I'm using the Pinata inks. And I thin those with alcohol because they're alcohol-based. These paints that you see me use, if they come out of here, and I paint them on with a paintbrush, then that is latex house paint from Home Depot, interior flat, and distilled water, and then casting latex. The same stuff that I make the masks out of. All mixed together, even ratios, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So there.
Carnivore without the pumpkin stem would look good in the woods as a tree.
Yeah, he has a tree feel to him. My original intent was he was kind of made out of corn stalks, is how he felt.
Make him shiny.
I'm about to make him shiny. Oh, it's shiny time, my friends.
I really like the dark color scheme. Carnivore, son of popcorn. Hi, Alan. Do you think transparent paint will work in latex?
Not very well, because latex does dry clear, but it's pretty opaque. So you won't get that translucent buildup like you normally would. I'm trying to figure out if I do more wet than that, or if that's all the wet that I do. What do you think? I like the mouth being really wet. He looks a little dry. I don't mind that.
All right. Good night, Spastic Pug. Say good night to your carnivore.
Yeah, he's going to your house.
The stalks need to be dry.
Yeah. I wet the mouth, and I wet just a little bit under his eyes because that adds a little bit of life for me.
Good night, Buddy Geeks.
So everybody, what did we do tonight? We painted these two masks. We did it in 2 hours, and they're done. So hooray! So War Piggin will ship Friday, and the Carnivore will ship Friday, because tomorrow I will make his jack-o'-lantern mask that goes on over top of this one, and they will go off. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out tonight and for keeping us company while we work in the shop. Stay safe and make good choices. One of those choices should be to go make stuff. Say good night, wife.
Good night.
Go make stuff.